What is going on, everyone? I am incredibly excited this morning to be reviewing the Boker Plus Raven Kihon. The reason being is I am a huge fan of Raven the Pirate, Sam Tran. He seems like a great guy. I love his content. Has some very funny videos that he's always putting out. Super into knives. Incredible photographer and videographer. One that I definitely look up to as I grow as a photographer and videographer. But also, I met him at Blade Show a few years ago. He was so incredibly nice. He had no reason to know who I was, and he definitely didn't. But he answered any questions that I had. He was just really kind. And actually, he's not going to know this, but it might sound somewhat familiar. But this past Blade Show, I didn't want to bug them, but he was also with Ricky Hernandez, or his handle is capt.rikki. So they were taking some funny photos and videos. And when they were done and turned around, I was like, that was some of the funniest video I think I've taken all show. Might sound familiar to them, it might not, but it was pretty hysterical what they were shooting. In any case, I think he's a great guy, and this is a collaboration between, like I said, Raven the Pirate, Boker Plus, and this is a Burnley design, Lucas Burnley. So I didn't know this beforehand. I just looked into this right before I did the review. But apparently, Sam has always been a big fan of Boker. At least that were some of his first knives were Boker, and I believe the Kihon specifically. So when he got the chance to do a collaboration, he wanted to put his own spin on it, and man, is it beautiful. It is such a sort of tactical badass or beautifully badass design. This raven on the front scale, it's just such a great aesthetic. But the overall specs. So we have an overall length of 7.87. Blade comes in at 3.39. You have a nice PVD coating on S35VN blade steel. Got a great edge on it. You'll see that in the testing. The scales are obviously a gray titanium with a stone wash finish. It is a Framelock. I didn't even pay attention. I don't think that, yeah, it's not a reversible clip. It's a right-handed clip. The action is incredibly smooth, with the one deployment being the thumb studs, which are super responsive. Snaps right open. It's a really good feel. I was a little bit disappointed as a left-hander. Something weird actually happened. So when I got this knife, the first thing a left-hander does when he sees the Framelock, we have this sort of jittery moment, like, is it or is it not going to work? Is it? Can I Spidey flick it? Can I do it? And I could. At the beginning, I could do it. For whatever reason, the first couple of hours, I could do it without any problem. And now I can't. So I have to put my finger over the clip or the relief down here. And let me switch angles here. So my forefinger is sort of ripped apart from trying to do this. So I don't know if I can. Yeah, there we go. Because I was having such difficulty before in the angle here when I'm trying to use it on the camera, but now it's fine. So I can flick it open. It's fine, but it is the life of a lefty. But deploying this, it is super, super smooth. It almost feels assisted the way it flips out. And as a matter of fact, I didn't know much about the Kihon. There are a number of different variations on this blade. But the things I love about it, the overall aesthetic, it's, like I said, absolutely badass. It is such a simple and clean design. It doesn't have a larger finger choil, which I love. It doesn't have jimping on the spine, which I usually love. Put all that aside, it is incredibly comfortable, man. I mean, super comfortable. Even when I was doing some difficult cuts, it just felt so good in my hand. Got a nice four-finger grip. It is just, like I said, really smooth. Get that long flat grind all the way down the blade. And like I said, the edge, perfect for everyday cutting. But yeah, let's go take a look at it in action, and I will be back in a moment. So I did a bunch of testing yesterday. I don't know if anyone saw that short, so I haven't sharpened this. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's still sharp. And we're back. Something I was just thinking about as I'm coming back to record this last piece, it really sort of bugged me. I want to make sure you guys understand, even as a lefty, even though I have to put my finger over the clip, it's very easy to spidey flick this. The action is incredibly smooth. It was just one of those things where I could do it without putting my finger over the clip. Now I have to do that, but this, as a lefty, we're all kind of used to doing that at this point. In any case, I hope that video was helpful, specifically the cutting, to show that this really is an extremely effective edge geometry and all around just an effective knife for everyday use, whether you're cutting cardboard, wood, rope, whatever the case is. This is going to be able to handle it. Just a super smooth knife, solid construction, one I would highly recommend. It is a $2.99 price point. You would always you can always expect to have a solid knife from Boker. I've never had a bad experience with them. And when I've spoken to their customer service, they're always extremely helpful. So in any case, again, this is the Boker Plus Raven Kihon collaboration between Lucas Burnley, Raven the Pirate, and obviously Boker themselves. If you guys haven't already, please do subscribe and like. My wallet, as I tell you guys every time, is absolutely destroyed. So I need a way to continue receiving knives. The more subscribers, the better. Thank you again for watching. I will be back with another review soon.